Jinwoo is roused and reminded that he must attend a meeting with Jaina's teacher, while Jaina and the teacher exchange casual introductions. The teacher reviews Jaina's academic record and asks if she would be allowed to become a hunter should she awaken, and Jinwoo firmly states that he will not quit hunting. A brief moment of surprise occurs when Jaina realizes Jinwoo is her brother, and he dismisses any suggestion of returning to school. Later, in a discussion with guild managers and team members, plans for a strike team raid on a C-rank gate that unexpectedly turned red are set in motion. Jinwoo explains that a red gate traps those who enter until the boss is defeated, noting that magic beasts inside are usually stronger than normal. The team gathers supplies and splits into subgroups, with cautious remarks about the lack of gear and the long period they might be confined inside. Exchanges among senior guild members reveal rivalry and suspicion regarding Jinwoo's true strength and past actions, while questions about missing equipment and fallen comrades surface. Amidst a fierce battle, Jinwoo's commands and the clashing orders of fighters mark the turning point where he overcomes a key adversary. After the combat subsides, Jinwoo instructs the group to retreat from the gate, pointing out that they have already spent a week inside. In a final exchange before departure, Yu Jinho confirms readiness as Jinwoo replies with a brief, "All right then," and the team moves out. Team members note that after the boss was beaten, the fighter's mood soured and manager On is told to bring him into the guild. Sung complains that despite his best efforts, his repeated attempts to extract a high-level enemy failed after 3 tries. Jaina teases that she will eat without him while Yu Jinho points out his unusual gear as they prepare to leave. On the way, comments about insufficient sleep are exchanged as Sung instructs everyone to rest and then get moving. Sung explains that unexpected combatants, summoned via one of his special skills, have joined the group, prompting Yu Jinho to question whether such summoning is even possible. While the team collects essence stones, Sung advises a teammate to stay calm and not panic over the unconscious foes. After tallying raids cleared and future plans are discussed, Yu Jinho expresses his brotherly affection, to which Sung declares him his little brother. During the hunter rank assessment, Cha and others are surprised when the machine fails to register Sung's power, revealing that his magic exceeds measurable limits. Moments later, as the Hunters Guild head Choi Jongin outlines recruitment plans, Sung abruptly leaves the assessment room, sparking urgent remarks among the guild members. In a subsequent meeting, Chairman Go Gun offers Sung a key role in the Hunters Association, but Sung declines to remain focused on dungeon battles and gathering vital gear. As the team ventures deeper into the dungeon, discussions shift to mineral collection and strategy, while the Vice Guild Master of the Hunters Guild makes an appearance. Sung Jinwoo explains that major raids in high-level dungeons require specialized teams for handling magic beasts, mining mana crystals, and collecting carcasses. Choi instructs the group to back up and keep the recovered carcasses at medium doneness, so they remain useful, ensuring that food preparation does not harm their chances. Sung then recognizes Cha Haeun's notable presence as he comments on her extraordinary aura and status as the Hunters Guild's Vice Master. He organizes the transfer of duties between the strike, mining, and collection teams as they advance inside the dungeon. While moving deeper, Sung detects a strong magic signal from the dungeon that confirms the presence of an A-rank boss. He also notes with surprise that an E-rank hunter is in their midst. During break time, Sung quietly slips into the boss chamber to take a closer look, even though he acknowledges that provoking the boss could endanger the mining team. In the chamber, Hankwa immediately orders him to clear the area, stressing that any agitation might wipe out the team. Soon after, Beck offers some extra work for the next day by mentioning the schedule of double raids. While Sung notes his upcoming reassessment, Captain Sung Kahun assigns Sung the role of carrying equipment despite his high prowess, emphasizing his unusual position as an S-rank working in a carrier job. A sudden ambush by dungeon jackals forces the group to react quickly, with Sung remarking on their unexpected presence in an A-rank dungeon. As high orcs then appear, Sung calls on his shadow soldiers using a secret necromantic command to weaken the advancing enemies. After intense combat ensues, Captain Sun decides to withdraw the strike team when the increasing danger makes continued assault too risky. At the same time, Sung confronts Kargalgan, the Orcish master curses responsible for sealing their exit, as he demands to know if the blockage was his doing. In a fierce exchange, Sung proclaims his necromantic power and the ability to summon and resurrect his shadow soldiers, countering the threat posed by Song of Guardian. Choi and the team then recognize that the dungeon's magic intensity is nearly S rank and begin calling for urgent reinforcements to face the oncoming peril. Finally, as the looming danger grows, Choi instructs the guild members to gather their strongest forces and indicates that they may need assistance from the White Tigers and Reapers if the situation worsens. Sung demonstrates his necromantic command as Song of Guardian questions the power to turn soldiers into undead. Song of Guardian then recalls a recurring command in his mind to hunt the humans while preparing to lead his forces. Choi and Hankwa exchange words about the dungeon's intense magical power and the risk of history repeating itself. Choi orders the gathering of the strongest guild members while an emergency call is sent to the top hunters. Song of Guardian shouts urgent commands as he rallies his summoned soldiers. Sung declares his resistance to curses and vows to shatter an enemy's shield during combat. Hankwa notes a sudden influx of summons as Song of Guardian hurls a series of battle-cursed names at his foe. Sung casually remarks his dislike for giants when the enemy challenges his defiance. He then explains that larger targets are easier to hit, countering Song of Guardian's challenge over defying mighty foes. Manager Wu arrives to check on the team and comments on the incredible magic power displayed by Sung. Team members discuss Sung's strong, almost unbreakable form as Sung acknowledges his unusual combat prowess. Sung announces that despite beating the boss, he intends to extract its shadow with a command, arise. After extracting the shadow of a high orc boss, Sung names it Tusk, with a brief, amused remark about its performance. Sung then admits he was so focused on gathering shadows that he missed Manager Wu's arrival. As the chaos subsides, Sung instructs the strike team to leave quietly, while emphasizing they keep details of his S rank display confidential. In a formal reassessment session, Sung confirms his ability to use summoning magic and is officially recognized as an S rank hunter. Choi congratulates Sung on his new rank and briefly exchanges words about past cooperation. Outside the battle zone, Lehman Sung holds a press conference to announce his own awakening as a hunter and new contract with the Reaper Guild. Chairman Go steps in as reporters swarm the area, guiding the team to a discreet exit. Sung then declares he must work alone to get even stronger, leaving his teammates with mixed feelings. Later, Sung visits a merchant to inquire about protective artifacts and weapons needed for his next mission against the demon's castle. At the weapons store, he evaluates a dagger by comparing its strength to Kasaka's Venom Fong. Noting a striking price difference that hints at possible profit, Sung discusses the item's value with the weapon master. Byung-gu observes that Sung's magic power and speed have grown much stronger since his reawakening. Jaina expresses relief at the press dispersing quickly, while teasing Sung about his sudden public exposure. Sung announces he will be on a week-long job, a plan confirmed by Yu Jinho as part of his training. Before departing, Sung recalls details from earlier, mentioning a missing bodyguard from Tusk's extraction, and instructs Yu Jinho to look after his sister, Jaina. He prepares to resume his campaign on the 75th floor of the demon's castle, stating his quest to defeat the demon monarch and collect his soul for a rune stone reward. A brief commotion arises when voices call out in the dark and someone exclaims honey, prompting a test drive scene. Sung then summons Tusk and decides to have it safeguard the Sphere of Avarice as part of his strategic plan. A discussion on eternal sleep disease follows, with Sung remarking that prolonged magic exposure can lead to dangerous drowsiness. Organizing his shadow army into 6 squads, Sung notes that some groups are faltering unexpectedly against fierce enemy forces. An enemy combatant surrenders, and pleads for mercy. But Sung rebukes the act, pointing out the futility of attacking only to beg for life. Hanqua comments that a knight's duty is to protect their lord amid the fierce encounter. Sung then interrogates the foe about the location of the next floor entry permit, and the enemy reveals that her family holds it. Pressing further, Sung asks if he can trust the surrendering enemy, who assures him with a promise never to lie, and identifies herself as Essel, the eldest daughter of the Radiru family. Sung questions whether demons follow a constant command to destroy humans, and Essel replies that they obey a different order. Essel then explains that her kind's command is to protect the place you're in, recalling that the order began when they first arrived from the demon realm during preparations for war. Abruptly, the conversation is terminated with a statement that the permitted amount of information has been exceeded. A damage assessment report follows, detailing civilian and hunter casualties from a winged ant incident on a nearby Japanese island. Chairman Go concludes by noting that even a single winged ant can equal the strength of an A-rank threat. Hanqua explains that her group once lived in the demon realm while preparing for war against a formidable enemy, and Sung Jinwoo asks for more details about that time. A damage assessment report is presented that details civilian and hunter losses from a winged ant attack on a nearby Japanese island, followed by a directive to launch the fourth raid on Jeju Island. Sung Jinwoo secures an agreement with Essel at the Radiru family castle to obtain the permits needed for advancing through the floors, confirming that she will guide him. The discussion turns to the progress on the 89th floor, where shadow soldiers Igris and Tank have gained new strength, and negotiations with demon nobles regarding permits for the higher floors. Conversations then shift to addressing the imposing threat of the demon monarch Baron, whose command over a wyvern brings a risk of aerial assault on the team. At the same time, strategic plans for a joint operation with Japanese hunters are laid out, including details on drawing out the winged ants and targeting their queen. Later, after obtaining the elixir of life from the purified blood of the demon monarch, Sung Jinwoo expresses hope that it will cure his mother as Jaina's awakening brings a moment of relief. The meeting continues with Go briefing the assembled hunters on the specifics of the upcoming joint raid on Jeju Island, outlining roles for both Korean and Japanese S-rank teams to counter the ant threat. Amid the planning, a friendly free-for-all sparring match is arranged among the S-rank hunters to test their combat skills. As the bout progresses, Cha Haeun's rapid maneuvers are noted and tension mounts when unexpected actions disrupt the match. Hunters begin a friendly sparring match, with the Song of Guardian challenging everyone's strength with playful taunts. Guildmaster Goto's challenge is met as Hunter Sung agrees to a no-holds-barred duel to test his newfound power from the demon's castle. Questions arise about the Jeju Island raid's defensive forces, with hunters discussing the prowess of the famed 10th S-rank fighter. The combat intensifies as participants exchange quick maneuvers and verbal jabs, while testing each other's speed and skill. In a brief pause, Jinwoo returns home, announcing his arrival to a warm welcome and mentioning that his mother, recently awakened from a long coma, needs his help. He explains that his shadow army must leave the island due to a shortage of suitable prey. Meanwhile, Hanqua describes new footage showing that the ant magic beasts have evolved, now bearing humanoid traits and large wings. Back on the field, the hunters coordinate their tactics while moving through twisting tunnels toward the queen ant's chamber. Inside the egg chamber, where the queen ant is sheltered by her personal guard, orders are issued to concentrate their attack. After the queen ant falls, signals indicate that the surrounding ants are regrouping and reactivating their distress call. Shortly afterward, Baru speaks in a low tone about the loss, questioning the location of their king following the queen's demise. In the final moments of the exchange, urgent orders come through as the broadcast is shut down, leaving the hunters to face the appearance of mysterious shadow soldiers and hints of an emerging opposing king. The mysterious figure, declaring his own power, states he is the king in a bold introduction. Amid the turmoil, Choi Jong-in shouts for increased heat, even as the injured reveal their struggle to fight back. The comms team urgently orders an intel check on the hunters, following the sudden feed cutoff. Then, Sung Jinwoo appears to treat wounded allies and clears a path through the chaos. In the midst of battle, he extracts a reborn shadow that speaks for the first time, and he names it Baru. Orders soon command the team to thin out the numbers of the fleeing ant forces as they prepare to retreat. Sung also announces his plan to form his own guild, even as a red gate traps them in an unending forest. In a final declaration, he states that hunters are bound by the constant fight for survival, and that every battle is a test of their endurance.